Hey everyone, so I just thought I'd do a video here. This is kind of like a topic that I was thinking about, and then recently on some of the vinyl community sites that I follow, some of the YouTube channels, there's been a similar kind of trend happening where people are discussing the state of rock and roll, the state of rock music. And it's summertime, midsummer, so there's a lot of shows being announced, a lot of shows happening. And it is true that, it's interesting when you sit back and you look at the scene, the landscape for rock. Man, there's a lot of a lot of senior bands still going out on the road. There's been some problems with people completing tours because of their age, frankly. And, at my age, following a lot of the bands that are still going out on the road, personally for me, I am pretty picky about what I'll bother to go and watch. And I have to say part of that reason is because a little bit of a suspect towards, are they going to actually be able to pull it off? Are they going to show up to the show that you've invested money up front for? Kara and I are going on the 31st of this month to see Sammy Hagar and his supergroup, which is going to be great. I was wondering, about it, but Sammy Hagar, who's in his mid-70s, is someone that is kept very active. So I was pretty confident that he was going to be able to pull off getting to Toronto. It's kind of like maybe a little less than mid part of this tour that they're doing. They're actually doing quite a few dates. Only Canadian date in Toronto. So this will be a good show because, you know all the songs. So, some people have been, stating that, there's a problem in rock music because there's not enough young up and coming star rock bands and rock artists. I can't say that I completely disagree with that statement. I think that, yeah, there is a difference compared to what, I don't really care to get into the whole deep discussion of how you listen to music and stuff. I know what I do. I listen to my records, I play my records. So this is kind of like a, a video that I wanted to discuss the state of rock and the state of my record collection, and, present a couple of options for people that may not know about bands that are what you would call a new wave of rock bands. So that's what this is about. My goal with my record collection is to continue to expand it slowly and surely. But I do admit that I really, my immediate goal would be to add some new kind of younger branches of rock bands. There's still young rock bands that I don't have in my collection that I intend to add. That's my kind of goal. I've got, gobs of cool stuff that is from the bands that most rock fans grew up with. But guess what? There are still new bands that are cool. So let's look at a couple of examples of that comment. Okay, so if you like Van Halen, this is kind of obvious, but if you like Van Halen, and you're a Van Halen lover and a Van Halen fan, and you grew up with Van Halen, you really should be listening to Wolfgang Van Halen, his band Mammoth. They've been out on the road a lot, and they've been opening big shows for Metallica. And yeah, he's got the stuff to last. Really good melodic sing-along rock music. It's really good. Okay. So there's a band that is still classified as a new or younger band, although they're a few albums deep now, and I've already seen them live with Kara, Greta Van Fleet. And they sort of are a lightning rod for a lot of people that shout, they sound too much like Zeppelin. And I don't get this at all, because they don't cover Zeppelin songs. They make their own songs. Yes, they sound like Zeppelin, but they don't just sound like Zeppelin. They sound like Greta, sort of like a new modern version of that. So if you love Zeppelin, like most rock fans do, then you really should be listening to Greta Van Fleet. I mean, it's the same brand of good hard rock virtuoso playing, and you know, that's my view on that topic. Here's another example of that I think is interesting to me. People just rip on Greta. Jealous, I guess. I'm not sure what the problem is, because they're cool. They sound great. Yeah, they remind me of Zeppelin. I like Zeppelin, so I like listening to them. Here's a band, if you like Rush, which a lot of people, you know, there's all of us that love great rock, love Rush, then check these guys out. Crownlands, same thing. This album here is like this mind-blowing, virtuoso, cool music that could have been, you know, it's like a baby of Rush. And they are cool and they sound great, but they sound like Rush. Greta sounds like Zeppelin. Yeah, cool to me. I love the fact that these young bands are, you know, emulating their heroes, but they're still making fresh songs. None of these songs on this are a cover song, but they've got a song. The entire side one is called Starlifter, and it's an identical idea of 2112, but yet we accept that, but we give Greta a hard time. I don't really get that. So if you dig Rush, you have to check this out. It's unbelievable. Here's one that's less of a direct connection, but I mean, I think if you like The Cult, which I do, and a lot of people do, they're great hard rock, kind of not bluesy, but hard rock kind of act. If you like The Cult, I'd encourage you to check out Rival Sons. Similar to me, you know, great vocalists like Ian Astbury for The Cult, the vocalist of Rival Sons, is similar to me, a standout of the band. And yeah, same kind of sound to me. Here's one for you. If you grew up like me and you love Triumph, three-piece band with great musicianship and just unbelievable, with a variety of sounding songs. If you like Triumph, then you got to check out Muse. This is their most recent record, Will of the People, and Muse is like this modern, you know, highly modernized version of Triumph to me. You know, got the guitarist that can do tricks with the guitar that makes you just go how, and still plays vocals, or sorry, sings vocals that are great and unbelievable, similar to Triumph. So here's one that's maybe less of a direct connection, but to me it still is an example. So Queens of the Stone Age, there's a modern rock band that is still a great band to point at and say, well, rock's not dead. Look at this. Look at these guys, Queens of the Stone Age. But they've been around a long time now. They're getting pretty, you know, got a pretty good catalog, and they're a great band. And if you like Queens of the Stone Age, you really should be checking out Wolf Alice, to me. Wolf Alice has the female singer, but their sound can be dark. They have this moody kind of cool, dark stuff, and they jazz it up with some slower kind of stuff, and then some really rockers. So to me, they're on the same road as Queens to me. So a good band to check out. You know, there's other newer, if you want to call it, rock bands that I don't have in my collection that I intend to add for sure. And there's other sort of branches of the rock sound that I'm going to add to my collection. That's what I'd like to do. You know, there's some bands that some people don't maybe know as much that are well deep in their career, but Metric, great band, great rock band, unbelievable to me. The Foo Fighters' latest record or newest record, But Here We Are, is just a fantastic example of good, honest, hard rock. And of course, you know, I did a video on this, but the new Pearl Jam record is a fantastic, fine rock record. So you've got some bands like Pearl Jam and Foo Fighters that are still out there doing it for rock and roll and, you know, carrying, quote, the flame, if you want to say. But there's a lot of young rock bands that I think that need to get a little bit more attention. I mean, I will admit, I listen to Q107 all the time, literally all the time here at home. And I love Q107. I've said it before. It's a great radio station in Toronto. It's a classic rock radio station, so I accept that. However, it's a little disappointing to listen to Q107 as much as I do and rarely hear much new stuff. It's all regurgitated stuff. It's all the old stuff. I get it. It's a classic rock station. I'm not complaining about that. But when I listen to the other station I used to listen to a lot is 102.1 The Edge. You know, they play a lot of modern stuff, but it's really pop rock. They don't really play a lot of hard rock stuff. And, you know, there is hard rock music out there. There's new metal stuff that I'm going to explore. You got to dig for it though, guys. You got to look for it, check it out. Follow some cool sites. If you're into music, you can find it. It's out there. And I really think that if you're into rock and you're into music, then yeah, I would encourage you to dig a little deeper. I'm going to, and you know, seek out some new bands and some fresh stuff. And I think it's important to do. So that's my video. I won't be doing another video for a couple of weeks. I know it's been a couple of, I tend to spell it off here. It's summertime, but also I'm moving and I'll have a new spot, a new studio to show my videos from. I intend to keep going with it, and I'm going to add some fresh stuff by the end of the summer, and maybe the next video will be to show some new material in my collection. That'll be mint. So thanks, have a good day, and if you watch, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you don't mind. That's fun to see. As I've said, the number go up a little bit, and yeah, I hope to see you guys again. Okay, take care now. Bye.